Driven mad by love, Garina throws her arms forward and loudly demands that Sujuan marry her. Her heavy footsteps shake the ground as she charges toward him. Terrified, Sujuan quickly backs away, holding his hands out in front of him while screaming in fear. At that exact moment, something shoots through the air at incredible speed. A large red blur races toward Garina like a cannonball. Before anyone can react, a small red bear cub appears and swings a wooden stick directly into Garina's head with tremendous force. The hearts in Garina's eyes vanish instantly. She cries out in shock as the powerful hit lands. Sujuan stares with wide eyes and, unable to believe what he is seeing, asks in astonishment if that figure is really who he thinks it is. Theo, sitting on his shoulder, immediately shouts with excitement that it is Kung. After taking the devastating blow, Garina staggers backward and begins falling to the ground. At the same time, the little red bear cub jumps down and happily calls out to his father, saying that he has found him. The moment he sees Sujuan, Kung cries out happily and runs toward him at full speed. Sujuan also moves forward with joy. When they meet, Sujuan tightly hugs the bear cub. Kung happily returns the hug while Sujuan tells him that he has missed him very much. However, in the very next moment, Kung hugs him back with so much strength that Sujuan groans in pain. A blue system notification immediately appears before Sujuan. Authority. Indestructible body has been activated. The bear cub continues squeezing him with all his strength. Sujuan's body trembles as he struggles to endure the crushing hug. He groans and tells Kung to wait for a moment. Overwhelmed by both happiness and pain, Sujuan shakes from head to toe before finally crying out tearfully for someone to save him. Not long afterward, Kung happily sits eating mangoes. He excitedly declares that the mangoes are delicious. In front of him, the monkeys bow respectfully. The large monkey encourages him to eat as much as he wants. The monkeys continue praising him as the hero who defeats Garina with a single strike. Hearing all the praise, Kung happily thinks that the monkeys are good friends. A little later, Theo approaches him and asks how he manages to find them without a compass. Kung enthusiastically explains that he smells the delicious honey potatoes made by his father coming from that direction and follows the scent all the way there. Slightly surprised, Sujuan asks if Kung really comes all the way to the 77th floor because he is worried about him. Theo chuckles and remarks that Kung truly is amazing when it comes to finding delicious food through smell. Sujuan smiles warmly and picks him up while proudly saying that their Kung is incredibly reliable. Unfortunately, the moment Sujuan tries lifting him, a sharp pain shoots through his lower back. He immediately puts Kung down and lets out a painful groan. Kung tilts his head innocently. Sujuan looks at him and comments that he must have eaten a lot recently. Once again, a blue system notification appears. Authority. Indestructible body has been activated. Holding his aching body, Sujuan groans while Kung laughs proudly and announces that this is his special talent. Meanwhile, Theo holds a fish in his paw and asks Chairman Park whether he plans to return to the 99th floor now. Looking across the damaged banana farm, Sujuan replies that they have not even restored half of it yet. Since the banana farm on the 77th floor now belongs to him, he intends to take full responsibility and completely restore it. A small monkey then climbs onto his shoulder. Looking at the little monkey affectionately, Sujuan adds that he also wants to live up to the monkey tribe's expectations. He suggests that everyone work hard together and restore the remaining trees. He gently pats the little monkey's head. Suddenly, a terrifying explosion echoes from somewhere deep beyond the jungle. Boom! The sound is so loud that the entire ground shakes violently. Sujuan, Theo, and Kung immediately turn around in shock. Behind them, the two large monkeys become pale with fear. Concerned, Sujuan demands to know what has just happened. Theo stares toward the mountain ahead where thick black smoke is rising into the sky. Nervously, he explains that the sound comes from the rocky mountain that previously triggers a reaction from his paws. Far away in the distance, dark smoke continues rising from a gigantic crimson rocky mountain. At the same time, Iona floats through darkness while surrounded by a purple magical aura. Holding her staff tightly, she anxiously thinks that the mine has suddenly collapsed. She realizes that if she has not escaped using spatial isolation magic, the situation could have become extremely dangerous. As she carefully moves through the darkness, she considers whether the disaster is caused by unstable magic stones left behind in the abandoned mine. Another possibility is that Genoba intentionally causes it. After thinking for a moment, she shakes her head and calms herself. For now, she decides that escaping should be her first priority. Although she has taken refuge inside an isolated dimension, she is still deep within the abandoned mine. Continuing forward, surrounded by purple magical energy, Iona suddenly stops. She senses something strange nearby. A mysterious energy is spreading through the area. Curious and cautious, she wonders what kind of power can produce such an unusual energy. Then a small glowing crystal appears within the darkness. Blue bubbles float around it. A voice echoes from within them. The voice excitedly announces that there is a living body nearby. It speaks about finding a truly warm body. Feeling the terrifying cold radiating from the crystal, Iona stares in shock. She realizes that such overwhelming cold and power can belong to only one thing. It has to be a holy stone. Soon, a large blue crystal floats before her. The crystal angrily declares that it is Ice Cube, a being capable of freezing the entire region. It proclaims that it will erase her warmth and turn everything into ice before ordering her to freeze. The instant Ice Cube finishes speaking, enormous waves of blue ice burst outward in every direction. Iona quickly raises her staff and resists. She refuses to surrender so easily. Commanding her magic, she orders all of Ice Cube's power to stop. Dimension Shield. A gigantic pink and purple magical barrier instantly appears. The barrier rapidly expands and surrounds the blue crystal from every direction, trapping it within a magical prison. For a moment, Ice Cube becomes completely silent from shock. Looking at the imprisoned crystal, Iona remarks that she can hardly believe a fragment of a star truly exists in such a form. Even while trapped, Ice Cube proudly declares that she is arrogant for believing such a simple wall can imprison him. He boasts that he is a holy star born alongside the creation of the universe and the true ruler of all cold. According to him, a mere creature like her can never stop him, and the barrier is barely containing his power. As he speaks, he pushes against the magical prison with all his strength. The tremendous pressure causes Iona to stagger slightly. She admits to herself that he is stronger than she expected. However, she soon smiles coldly. She sarcastically responds that he is simply an ancient stone from a primitive era. She explains that magic has evolved far beyond anything he can understand. Modern magic has advanced so much that his old knowledge cannot even begin to comprehend it. Iona then raises her staff. A tremendous amount of purple magical energy surges through it and flows directly into the magical prison. The attack immediately overwhelms Ice Cube. The crystal writhes in agony. Desperately, Ice Cube begs her to stop the magic. He claims that he understands everything now and pleads for mercy. Once the crystal completely surrenders, Iona laughs with satisfaction. She informs Ice Cube that he now belongs to her. Afterward, she seals the crystal inside a tiny magical box. The once proud holy stone immediately whimpers in fear. Elsewhere, on a jungle path, Ox number 4 races forward while panting heavily. His tongue hangs out as he runs. In front of him, Ox number 5 walks. Ox number 4 shouts for Ox number 5 to slow down so they can travel together. The female ox glances back and urges him to hurry. Eventually, they reach the edge of the jungle. From there, they can clearly see the crimson Rocky Mountain in the distance. The female ox anxiously points out that a massive explosion has come from that direction. She worries that Theo and Kung might be in danger and hopes everyone is safe. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shakes violently. Both oxen freeze. A moment later, another gigantic explosion erupts from the mountain. Black smoke spreads across the sky. Witnessing the terrifying scene, both oxen cry out in fear and conclude that a volcanic eruption is occurring. The black ox looks toward the sky in panic and shouts that they need to run immediately. But the female ox suddenly stops him. She warns him to wait because she has spotted something unusual. Confused and irritated, the black ox demands to know what she is talking about during such a dangerous situation. Pointing toward the sky, the female ox explains that something shiny is flying toward them at incredible speed. A sphere surrounded by blue magical energy rushes toward them. The black ox frantically waves his hands in panic. Then, to his complete surprise, the blue sphere suddenly stops directly between his hands. Startled by the freezing cold, he jumps backward and cries out. The next moment, a tiny figure leaps out of the sphere. The female ox gasps in astonishment. She recognizes the newcomer and asks if it is really Iona. She cannot understand how Iona has ended up there. Floating inside a large blue magical sphere, Iona casually raises her hand and greets them. Back at the banana farm, Sujuin wipes sweat from his forehead while looking toward the smoke-covered mountain. He admits that the explosion frightens him and guesses that it might have been a warning sign before a volcanic eruption. The large monkey approaches respectfully and reassures him that the distance is great enough that the farm will not be affected. Meanwhile, Theo narrows his eyes thoughtfully. His large blue eyes widen with concern. He finds it strange that his paws have reacted to such a dangerous location. Despite his worries, Sujuin smiles and asks everyone if they should continue restoring the banana farm. Kung, Theo, and the monkeys all follow behind him. The next moment, Sujuin confidently steps forward and places one hand on each of 2 different banana trees. Powerful golden-green magical light bursts from both hands. The damaged trees immediately begin flourishing. Leaves grow healthier, branches strengthen, and life rapidly returns to them. Watching this, Theo exclaims in surprise and asks whether Sujuin is now restoring trees with both hands at the same time. Golden waves of energy shimmer around Sujuin's hands as he replies that his mana has increased and his proficiency has improved significantly. A blue system notification appears beside him. Farmer's Warm Touch LV. 3 pleased. Sujuin comments that this is excellent and declares that he will restore the rest of the farm as well. However, before he can continue, a large monkey suddenly comes running toward them. Panting heavily, the monkey shouts that a huge problem has appeared. According to him, invaders even more dangerous than Garina have arrived, and they are far beyond the monkey's ability to handle. The smaller monkeys immediately panic and begin running around. Sujuin sighs inwardly and wonders what problem has appeared this time. Then heavy footsteps echo across the ground. Holding a banana, Kung immediately recognizes the sound. A few moments later, 2 gigantic oxen emerge from the bushes. The female ox quickly shouts that they have not come to fight. Nearby, 2 small monkeys holding spears tremble with fear and explain that even their spears cannot leave a scratch on the oxen's skin. However, the moment Kung sees the newcomers, he throws both arms into the air and happily calls them brother and sister. Recognizing them as well, Sujuin stares in surprise and identifies them as Ox 3 and Ox 4. Stepping forward, the black ox explains that they have sensed Mr. Park's energy within the monkey tribe's territory and have followed it there. Carefully holding tiny Iona in his hands, he presents her to the group. The moment Theo sees her, his eyes widen. He shouts in disbelief and asks whether Iona is there too. Iona chuckles mischievously and remarks that it is quite a coincidence. Meanwhile, the female ox joyfully lifts Kung into the air and expresses relief that he is safe. Kung laughs happily. Seeing Iona again, Sujuin's face brightens with joy. He steps forward and tells her that it is wonderful to see her. Then he notices something hidden in her hands. Curious, he asks what she is holding. With a proud smile, Iona pulls out a shining blue crystal from behind her clothes. She explains that it is a gift suitable for the tower administrator, the holy stone known as Ice Cube. With great pride, she presents the enormous crystal glowing with icy blue power towards Sujuin. As soon as Sujuin approaches it, 3 blue system notifications appear one after another. Iona, master of the gravity magic tower, has transferred ownership of the holy stone Ice Cube. The usage restrictions for the holy stone Ice Cube have been satisfied. You have become the owner of the holy stone Ice Cube. The instant the notifications appear, both Sujuin and the small monkey sitting on his shoulder freeze in shock. Their eyes widen with complete disbelief. Meanwhile, Iona proudly stretches out the gigantic crystal glowing with brilliant blue and golden light towards Sujuin, as if presenting a priceless treasure.